What's up? What's up? We live, y'all. Um, Polo Sports Talking ENT and also Polo Sports News Plus. Uh, Wait for some of y'all to get in, and then I'll go ahead and I'll get started on this one. Feeling okay. Uh, uh, I got it on tabs. Uh, so, all right. Um, all right, y'all. I'll go ahead and I'll get started. Look. Um, Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to a new subscriber by the name of Forever Israel. Appreciate you supporting the content, and I appreciate you uh, wanting to be a part of this community that we're building right here. And I hope you enjoy the content as well. So thank you so much for subbing to the channel as well. And to all my other subscribers too, I want to thank y'all for your constant support, your diligence, for uh, showing love to the to Polo Sports Talk and ENT, man. I really appreciate it. Um, but I'm getting ready to talk about some high school basketball, um, and I'm gonna put the link in the description so that you're able to read the article on your own. But according to the Athletic, Jalen Lewis, who is 16 years old, is going to be signing with the Overtime Elite, and he becomes the youngest player ever to uh, to turn pro in America. In America, okay, because there's a lot of pros that turn. Uh, they end up becoming pros by the time when they're real young. Well, one example is Luca. He was 15 playing with grown adults. So uh, Lewis was a player at Bishop O'Dowd High. That's out in Oakland, California, and he's 6'8", 215. He plays center, and he ranked 12th in the class of 2023. And that's according to the 24/7 sports composite rating. Now, some of the schools that were interested in Lewis were Kentucky, Duke, UCLA. Um, that's just a few of them. And the overtime, he signed with the overtime elite. Now, I know some of you don't know who the overtime elite is, but it was started a couple of years ago. Um, it they wanted to build several different kind of sports communities, and they saw a lot of problem. In business, you want to see a problem, especially when it comes to sports, and you know where they saw a lot of problems with our youth in terms of athleticism, uh, and education, and economic problems, or economic empowerment, I should say. They were all about player development, you know, and they saw, lack of access to the best training, and the best coaches and the best facilities, and they wanted to make that possible. Also, uh, education as well. They were seeing that academics were not prioritized, and they weren't applicable to the skills that many of them um, had desired. And then when it came to economics and economic empowerment, players uh, were restricted from really knowing their true self worth, or knowing their true market value. Okay, because let's just face it. When these NBA players and these NFL players, they're business. Okay, so overtime elite, that's who he's going to be signing with. I think it's a I think it's a great opportunity for him to go there, and to be able to hone his skills, and then by the time he gets ready to officially go into the draft, then most likely he'll be ready. Now, uh, Jalen uh, Jalen Lewis, uh, he was a standout. Uh, he definitely he definitely did do his thing out there while he was uh, in Oakland. Okay, make no mistake about it. This kid, I could see this kid actually uh, taking over one day. I when I when I saw him, and I see guys like Imoni Bates and others, where does their potential lie? And with when they come to Jalen Lewis, who is a 5-star recruit, uh, he's going to be serving under Kevin Ollie, or he's going to be playing under Kevin Ollie, who's going to be serving as the head coach. Kevin Ollie is a dynamic coach. For those of you that don't know, um, I like Kevin Ollie's coaching philosophy. Okay, always liked him. As a player, uh, you got to respect him, because he is a champion. He did win the NCAA championship with UConn, uh, and then on top of that, again, he's an African American coach, and I know a lot of people don't look at that, but now we're really starting to make our presence felt. More importantly, his story. can be motivated for a lot of other youths because he was undrafted. A lot of people don't understand that Kevin Ollie, he went undrafted. You know, uh, him going to the overtime elite, I just hope that he stays focused. More importantly, I hope that he stays healthy. Because we don't want players to continuously come in, uh, that are hurt, that they got knick-knack injuries when they come in and everything. That right there, that doesn't start your career off good. You know, that doesn't start your career off good. Um, do I think that? Do I think that he will prosper under Kevin Ollie? Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, you're talking about a guy that's 16, man. Yeah, like he's still got a whole lot of development to do, and you really don't really hit your absolute peak until like your mid 20s. 24, 25, 26. So that's a good 8 to 9 years that this guy has the opportunity to get better, and he's learning from a, a player, a former player that has played at the highest level in the NBA, and he's also coached um, at damn near the highest level, which is D1. You know, some people may not look at that as anything, but if you're coaching D1, it says a lot. Okay. And plus, Kevin Ollie, he represents Texas all day. Straight out of Dallas. So you gotta respect Kevin Ollie and the tremendous job that he's doing. Uh, but besides that, man, shout out to Jalen Lewis. I hope that he does great. It's good to see young talent being able to make their presence felt. And I'm gonna just say this too. I'm gonna say this too. Anybody that has anything against like young athletes turning pro or anything, you need to go back and check your records and see how many of former NBA players that have skipped college and went straight and turned pro. As a matter of fact, I kind of wish that I was hoping that they do away with the rule, the one and done rule and all of that. I really don't. If you have the talent, you have the talent, but you have to realize that you don't, you only got like a couple of shots, maybe just one shot, and then that's it. You know, uh, a lot of people, everybody's not going to be a Kobe Bryant. Okay, uh, everybody is not going to be a Moses Malone. Everybody's not going to be a Sean Kemp. Everybody's not going to be a Jermaine O'Neal. You know, e- everybody everybody is just doesn't possess that type of know-how and that type of talent. Everybody's not going to be a LeBron James. You know, everybody's not going to be a Rashard Lewis, Tyson Chandler. Even Dwight Howard. Everybody's not going to be a Daryl Dawkins. There's very few people that are able to be blessed with that type of know-how. But in Jalen Lewis's case, I feel that he's able to make his presence felt. And in a couple of years, we'll have to see, where it goes. And if he succeeds, that's great. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't, go try it again. But either way, he still has a lot of time. He's almost I would say damn near has a decade, because by the time you get 25, 26 years old, usually that's the time, and you haven't made it yet, usually that's the time when you want to start, you know, kind of looking in another direction, unless you just want to go full force and still want to go against the grain and try your best to make it. Um, I think that he'll learn a lot. More importantly, he needs to have a backup plan too, because he's not going to be healthy all the time. There's going to be it's a risk that he may break something. You always have to think about that. But when you're in your teen years, like 16, 17, 18, and all of that, you don't think about any of that. Not until it actually happens, and then you think about it. But then by then, it's kind of too late when you should have been doing it a long time ago. You know, proper preparation prevents poor performance, man. Straight up. So y'all tell me what you think. Again, Jalen Lewis becoming the youngest uh, high school recruit to turn pro, and then also I meant to tell you this too. The multi-year deal is worth more than $1 million. You know, so he's going to be getting paid. These young guys. They're realizing what they're worth. They are blessed to have an opportunity to do this. These young lions, they are blessed to be put in a position like this to even get that bag. $1 million to some people, that's generational wealth. To some, depending on how you look at it and depending on how he invests his money, that's a beautiful thing. Polo Sports Talking ENT. Y'all have a good one.